And the dominant just needs to lighten up. Right? They need to lighten up the dominant person. They need patience for others. Right? Now, if the steady starts having more patience for others, everybody's asleep and singing kumbaya. Right? So you have to know what skill you need to grow your leadership skill. And the last one is the conscientious. They're tasked, they're slower, they're more analytical, they're systematic, right? They're diplomatic, they need tolerance for conflict, they need time to think. How many influencers do we have here this evening? Raise your hand if you think you're an influencer. Of course you are. Yeah? So, Jorge, you know you're an influencer? How many influencers? All right. How many dominant? Raise your hands high. Dominant. Patience. Yeah, thank you. Kind of a natural leader, right? The dominant personality. What you need to work on. All right. How we doing, Ruben? All right. How many steady? How many steady? Thank you. Steady. All right. How many steady? This is good. In today's world, you're like the glue on the team. If you've got a steady employee, they're loyal, man. They're the ones that are going to hold everybody together. There's nothing weak about this at all, right? And the last one is the conscientious. Conscientious, all right? How many conscientious do we have here? How many conscientious? They're the thinker. They're the thinker. You're conscientious? Heavy conscientious? Do you speak English?
Yeah.
Okay, could I role play with you for a second? Okay, stay right where you are. Here's what I want to do. I want to just show you real quickly. How am I doing on time? I want to show you how quickly this works. Did I start at 7? We're going to 7:45. So, what is your name?
Albert.
Alberto. So, Alberto, if I was going to, you guys work with the bottler, Coca-Cola bottler?
Yes.
Okay. And if I was going to delegate a project to you, see if this would work. I'm an influencer, you're conscientious. What do you see on the chart here? Where's the influencer and where's the conscientious? Opposites, thank you. So I'm going to treat him the way I would like to be treated. Kind of like I went to lunch with my friend Irving here, and it was just like back and forth, and we're laughing at it. Those are two influencers, right? So I'm going to do this with Alberto. Alberto, I just want you to take on this project. We've seen some help here. This is going to be so much fun for you. You're going to interact with a lot of folks in the IT area all across the organization. And, I'm not real clear of the deadline right now, but I'll be getting back. You know what I'd like to do? Maybe if I could find a Starbucks or a latte, we could brainstorm. This is going to be so much fun. All right, now, honestly, don't worry about hurting my feelings. If I treat you like that, what would you think? Don't worry about hurting my feelings.
It's kind of boring.
It's boring. Well,
a lot of things to do, and it's not like what I have to do.
It's a lot of talk about nothing, right? A lot of things. Can I get a glass of water? I'm sorry here. Somebody can get just a little bottle of water. Got it. Could I try that again? Okay, wrong way, right way. We'll try this over. All right, so what would you suggest I do with a conscientious? How would I delegate to him? Oh, it chasing me down. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let me just show you how to do it. Or one way. We'll see if this is any better. Alberto, I was hoping I could utilize your analytical skills. We're going to be doing a project. It's just a patch of this Microsoft project, or the Microsoft software upgrade. And we're looking at about 500,000 pesos, February 1 is the deadline. And we have some outside consultants. You can, check in with them. But what I really need you to do is kind of lay this thing out step by step and think about it. You don't have to get started right now. Thursday, maybe like next Wednesday, we could sit down and you could kind of tell me your plan of action. What do you think about that? Okay, let me stop, Alberto. Was that any better?
Yes.
Why? He said yes. Why?
It was more structured.
It was more structured, conscientious. What else?
You give me like time to think about it.
I gave him time to think, not just put it on him. Like, who's a dominant? Who's a dominant here? Okay, if I said, we've got all, I want you to think about this. Don't do analyze this? Now, how would that work for you? No, it doesn't work. But over here with Alberto, it does. Do you see the difference there? It's that simple, and because it's that simple, it's that difficult, right? Because you have to pay attention, and we have to be curious about our people. Let's give Alberto a hand.
What happens when you encounter someone that is the same personality as you?
That's a different seminar. I'm kidding. He said, how do you handle somebody who's the same as you? Well, Irving, because Irving and I are very similar, we're going to match a lot of times, and it can be difficult. So with me, I'm thinking, yeah, we can be personal, but I'm going to have to step back and let him talk. He's going to step back and let me talk, so it's more of a dance when it's the same personality.
Yeah, but that works a lot with influencer people, with steady people. But
Right.
When you put two dominant people together,
Exactly.
that's the problem, right?
Yeah, when you have two dominant people together, well, it's not really a problem if you have two dominant people who are, it's a really good question. And I mean, if you have two dominant people that are aware of who they are, and they're aware of who they're talking to, right? And with that, it's a little bit easier to explain how to flex with somebody that's a little bit different. But when you have somebody that's the same, they call it a match, and it can be a little bit more difficult. So then I would do more, what do you need from me to make you more effective and successful? And you ask them, okay, well, what do you need from me to make you more successful, effective and successful? Put this on your action list. If you've got somebody on your team like that, who's the same, or you can do this with an employee, is you ask them the stop, start, continue question. Not like we're saying here, but if you have an employee, you say, hey, I'm trying to be a better leader, trying to grow my leadership skills. Could you help me out here? Could you tell me, what do I need to stop doing that's not working for you? Alberto would say, stop talking and give me more details and logic and deadlines, right? What do you want me to start doing that I'm not doing, right? And what do you like the way we interact that you would like me to continue? So you ask them the stop, start, continue question. Put that on your action list. I have found a good question to ask somebody on this when you're leading someone, an employee, is to ask them, tell me about the best boss you've ever had. Maybe it's a coach or a teacher. Think about that person right now in your mind, right? Tell me about the best boss or a coach or teacher, and ask them, how did they treat you, right? And I found that's a kind of a magic question to ask, because how they answer that can give you a lot of indication of how they want to be treated. Make sense?
Yeah.
Questions on this? Questions? Here's what I want to do. Where is my handout? There we go. Pull out your handouts there. I want to do a quick activity. All right. So is everybody somewhat clear? You got to break the ties on this. We're all a blend of all four styles here, right? We're a blend of all four styles here. But we want you to at least pick one. And then if you go to the first page here where it says the relationship grid, okay? See, if you take one really good idea from my 45-minute talk and really put it into action and transform your life, that's what I'm trying to hit on here, right? And this is important. Do you have somebody in your work life that's a challenge right now, that you would like to improve that relationship? You have somebody in your life that's a challenge that you would like to improve that relationship, okay? On the sheet here, it says people above, question? People at your same level or people below? I want you to pick one person, okay? And think about what is that person's style. Now, let me give you some more tips here. Give you some more tips. The influencer is a who person, all right? Who's going to be with me on the project, right? Who? They're a who person, the influencer. Listen to their language. The dominant person is a what. Tell me what I need to do to get out of my way, right? The what person. The steady is a we. can't we all just get along here? Can't we just all get, like, we are going to do this, right? They're a we person. And the conscientious is, why are we even doing this project right now? Is this even the right project to be done? Why? They're a why person, right? So another tip for you. Observe them. Observe their workspace. Do they have pictures of family and friends, or do they have logical, do they have charts and Excel spreadsheets and Gantt charts, right? And then for people or for slow or fast, it's an energy, It could be a language with them too, but it's an energy, Do they feel more comfortable? Let's go, let's go. Alberto said, let's think, and do this right. Okay? So think of that person right now. I'm going to just give you a couple minutes to just jot down. And it says here you can, it says the DISC, so that would be dominant, influencer, steady, or conscientious. And column B is you could just rate it, good, bad, poor, very successful relationship. But what we're really looking for you to do is pick one person at work, type them, type yourself, and come up with one or two ideas how you could adjust or flex to that person. To the dominant, it's going to be like, let's do it. If you're not a dominant, they are. You want to talk their language. Let's go. Here's what you need to do. Here's the deadline. Here's the budget. Here's the deliverables. Run with it, right? If they're conscientious, I'd say, let's analyze this. Let's think about this. You've got some time on this. Now, whether they're conscientious or dominant doesn't change the deadline. It's still 500,000 pesos. How much is that U.S.? Yeah, that's about a good project, right? So it's just 500,000 pesos. It's still February 1, and it's still the Microsoft patch, right? The software patch. So it doesn't matter if they're influencer, you're not going to adjust or flex around deadline, budget, or deliverables, right? It's just how you're interacting with the people on your staff. Okay? Questions on this and what we're doing. Pick one person. Give me a couple of ideas. What could you do? If somebody's steady, I got your back. I'll be behind you. I'm not going to throw you out there, sink or swim. Right? Do you see the energy change when I do that? Dominant is up. You do not change who you are. You do not change your values. You do not change what you hold dear to you. All we're doing is flexing to them and what's going to work better for them. And when you do that, you're going to have better retention, increased productivity, you're going to be happier, they're going to be happier, and hopefully they'll stay longer, especially top talent, which is going to be the key to Mexico's productivity in the future, is nurturing emerging leaders and top talent. Take a moment and fill that out. We're picking one person at work, type them, write down two things you could do differently, or you could try differently to improve that relationship. If your partner has questions, I'd help them out at the table there. If you have questions individually, just raise your hand and come around. And if you're stuck on it, you have some questions individually. Yeah, the strategies, question is on the right, what strategies for improving the work relationship? It would be like, how would you change your language for that different personality type? Okay? With the conscientious, we'd say, let's analyze this, let's think about it. With the influencer, it's like, it's gonna be a fun project. And we got Pete and Mary and Jose is working on this project, it's gonna be a fun project, right? With the dominant, it's like, all right, I'm giving you this baby, you're gonna run with it. We're gonna go February 1, take it, call me when you need me, right? So those are the kind of strategies we're looking for. Here's what I want you to do. Share that with your table. Share that with your partner. Just say, here's what I'm looking at. If you've got an idea, boom, get an idea from your partner. I am a big believer in today's world. I can give you a lot of information here today that you can get elsewhere. But if I can, the main thing is if I can give you an idea that breaks through, right, to the emotional aspect of who you are and breaks something, a habit, or breaks through something that you've been repeating and hasn't been working for you for 10 years. That's what I'm trying to do here. And you can do this when we lead too. If you can share that with your partner with some humility, here's what I'm thinking. I'm struggling with this relationship. What do you think? Get some quick feedback from them. We'll just give you 2 minutes to do that. All right? So just discuss that at your table. You can work on that later strategies, but just discuss what you have so far. You can do that with a partner or with your whole table. Just tell them, here's the personality type, here's what I am, here's what I'm thinking to improve this relationship. To motivate them better, to get along better with my boss, or if you're the boss, how can I really motivate my top talent here? All right? Give you 2 minutes to discuss that. Let's see, 2 to 3 minutes. Discuss it at your table. You can also do the Carlson disc or the Myers-Briggs. There's the Platinum Rule. There's all sorts of different social styles inventory. They have them from women, they have them from men. So you can do more research on your own. But this is just a really, I have found so many people do that and they're not using it. This is a quick tool that you can use and start using it tomorrow. Discuss that at your table. Who's the person? What are you going to do differently? Put that on your action list.
Sí, eso es cierto. Vamos a partir de empecé a delegar. Sí, ellos también confiaron con un árbitro. Bueno, yo creo que cuando trabajo con ellos, es fácil. ¿No te desesperas? No, porque ya se siente todo el tiempo. Pero sí, sí, ya llevo con mi vida toda la vida, me encanta.
Versus somebody who's Hey, here's another idea for you. If you're having a challenge with your type, ask somebody who knows them better than you. Put that on your action list. Ask someone else who knows them better than you and say, hey, can you give me a sense of how they like to work? What are their pet peeves? Fast, slow, people or tasks, what's going to work with them? Remember, the dominant is what, influencers are who, the steadies are we, and the conscientious is what. All right. I'm seeing the clock here. I just kind of want to open that up. If you can work more on that on your own. Let me tell you a story. I was working, I've done this for 18 years and been an entrepreneur. Everybody's still working on it. That's good. I like this. Let's bring it back to the middle here, guys. I'm just seeing the time, and I want to make sure I give you a couple more important points. Let's bring it back to the middle. My English is, I need to, can somebody say in Spanish, bring it back to the middle?
Regresemos, chicos. Atención.
Okay. So we'll continue on with that. I had an employee working for me a number of years ago. I was working for a medical company and building medical clinics, Janet. And she was a conscientious, and this is before I knew all this. And I was an influencer, so I was smiling, hey, morning, she'd growl at me. And so finally, one morning, she was so good. You know, one of those employees, you just do anything for because she's so good. She goes, can I ask you something? I said, yeah, sure. She goes, can you not talk to me before 9:30 in the morning? Okay. It's like to come in, like to have a cup of coffee, like to look at the data, look over the spreadsheets. That's how she grounds herself. Nothing wrong with this. It's a new book called Quiet, about introverts and how we've really done you a disservice. So conscientious, my apologies. Team building, let's rah, let's do it. It doesn't work for a conscientious. You need to adjust to that. I said, no, that's fine, Janet. And after that, she would come in, I'd let her do her thing. She'd have her cup of coffee. About 9:30, 10 o'clock, she'd come to my office, big smile on her face. And she'd tell me how, what's going on. And then, and only then, would I then ask her what I needed, right? Seek first to understand, then to be understood. The company grew from like 5 million to 95 million in the 5 years that we were there. She was one of the best employees. She could get more done, was more effective than 3 people. Have you ever had somebody like that on your team? Just amazing. When you do anything for her. The problem is when we treat them like the boss, right? There was mutual respect, and I look back on that. There was mutual respect. Come from the teacher's mind, not the boss. Put that on your action list. I am learning as much from you right now as supposedly I am teaching you. All I'm trying to do is pull out of you the ideas that you really know are going to make you a better leader. Right? So the teacher in me and the student in me honors the teacher in you and the student in you. And it doesn't matter if you're a boss or not. Right? Leadership is not a position. It is who you are. Put that on your action list. Leadership is not a position. It is who you are. Who are you as a leader? Can you assess if you're a good leader or not? Who can? Your people. Your people. Let me wrap it up. What do we got on our action list? Just one at a time. Raise your hand. What were some of the takeaways? What were some of the things you wrote down? Raise your hand on the action list. I didn't get my, you can do it in Spanish too, because I got room in here. What do we got? Irving?
Seek first to understand, then to be understood.
Yep, seek first to understand, then to be understood. It's one of the 7 habits of highly effective people, the #1 selling business, best business resource of all time. Irving?
When I wrote it, like you said it, before that,
Yeah.
you must see employees. You must see them. They want to be seen.
They want to be seen for who they truly are. Okay? See them. See their skills. Ask them. Help them get what they want and need. If you can help enough other people get what they want and need, you'll have everything you ever dreamed of. Right? If you can help them grow and improve their marketable skills, maybe they'll leave you, but research is showing they'll probably stay longer and they're probably going to be more productive. What else on our action list? Platinum rule. Treat people the way they want and need to be treated, right? And that's the flex here. That's the flex. Fast or slow, 8-board task. Let me wrap it up. Let me wrap it up with this. I just wanted to make sure I really. Human beings are distinct. It might sound cliche, like we're snowflakes and all that, but the reality is every one of us is very unique. If you can be curious, if you can ask them about them, care about them, set up a personal file, what is their style, are they married or single, do they have kids or not, are they a cat person, a dog person, and ask them about them.